I want to be really honest right now. I have to be. I need to be. I'm hurting so bad inside. I feel really lost. I feel defeated. Honestly, I feel like I've ruined my life. I feel a lot of things, a lot of really negative things right now. I have been for a while. But at this point, I feel like I have. There's a lot that I keep inside that I don't talk about, and I don't know how to talk about. I spend a lot of my time alone. I'm estranged from my family. I have a very hard time maintaining relationships and keeping relationships. Even my best friend, I haven't seen my best friend. I haven't seen or spoken to my best friend in like 3 months because I've been so isolated. And it hurts. It hurts very, very deeply. I work as hard as I can on music because that is what I have. That is where I'm at my best. That's how I have made a living. That's what I have. And it has cost me everything. And I feel like a monster. I feel like I've ignored everything in life that really matters and selfishly pursued something endlessly. And these past few months, I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot. I started remembering a lot of things from my childhood that happened to me. I ended up really learning like a secret that I've been carrying my whole life of what happened to me when I was 8 years old, and the snowball effect of what happened and the devastation of my self-esteem going on and on, going into my adolescent years, my teenage years, when I started really, really having problems. And, in the end, my mom and dad just saying like, you're a problem. You don't, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. I'm the problem. You can't keep it together. You don't have it together. My family just writing me off. Like, when in reality, something really bad happened to me when I was young, when I was really young, and it had a snowball effect, and certain things were happening that I should have been protected from, and I wasn't. And it really, really had a devastating effect on me, and I had no idea. And I have struggled my entire life with depression and anxiety and self-esteem, to the point of pure detriment, of not even being able to hold a job or anything, when I really see, like right now I'm trying to capture it because I am so extremely frustrated internally that it just powers me out completely. It is so like exhausting. And I don't even know, like that's the pattern here, is I don't know how to functionally or constructively get what is inside of me out. So I have endlessly pursued music, video game composition, because that's how I make sense of everything. And this music, this survival horror music, like I'm obsessed with it in one way or another. But what I'm obsessed with is getting what is inside of me out, and I connect it with that thing in a certain way, like I don't want to glorify violence. I don't want to glorify blood and gore. It's not about that. That is the content of these games in different regards. Like sometimes, you know, I'm not into the fully terrible stuff, but like there's certain tasteful stuff I am into. But it's how I make sense of what is inside of me. The anxiety, the dread, the fear, the guilt, the shame gets boiled down into a piece of music somehow, and then it goes into a game, or it goes into this or that. Like, that's why I'm doing that. And I have a light side and a dark side, a light sound and a dark sound. There's survival horror and the JRPG thing. And survival horror, the nature of that music comes easier to me. And I've gotten a lot of it out. But what I've failed to do is share it properly. Share it, like, as I was doing it, share it. Because so much happens so fast for me that, like, I can't, like when I get a message from somebody, like a good message, I'm like, I get so anxious, and then I read it and it's good. It just literally powers me out, and then I don't even know how to respond. So it's like I kind of go through life like that, where I just don't know how to connect because of, it's so complicated. I don't even know where to begin. I'm at my end right now, and that's why I'm turning the camera on, because that's probably the best thing I could do. I wanted to make a video today about where's all this survival horror music coming from? What is this thing about the survival horror stuff? Like, what is it? And like I briefly explained, like, it is me getting out what is inside of me, and I don't want it in me. I don't want that stuff in me. Maybe that stuff, that music that I'm making is hurting me, right? Like I do feel haunted. I do feel this oppressive thing. I do feel like literally my life is coming to an end. Like I actually do feel that. With the struggle of actually trying to like just live, or like financially, like the financial struggle, like, but I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my computer, like, I don't even know what to do right now. I've been going and going and going till like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I've been going like, I don't even feel healthy. I don't feel right. I feel like really weird. And my sleep is so messed up, but I'm working like flat out as hard as I can, probably 10 or more hours a day in chunks, like one big chunk, stop, eat, put another big chunk in till like midnight, 12:30, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then be like not being winding down till like almost the sun's coming up. Like it is so bizarre. And like I'm trying to figure out what to do with myself. I'm like, I can go for a walk. I need to go for a walk. But then I'm like, I looked at the camera. I'm like, turn the camera on. I don't want to put my best foot forward in making videos and putting my asset packs out, putting my music out. I've got all this stuff I'm trying to do. And then make a video like this where I'm like, I'm a mess. It's like, you know, I'm trying to control things too much, maybe. I don't know. But I'm just here to be honest. Yeah, that's all I have. I'm trying to make videos about how I use the wave state, how I use the wave station, how I learned the Model 12, the Tascam Model 12. Like, it is so complicated. I have so much footage. I don't even know how to even tell the story. I have to. I really have to. But I'm so overwhelmed all the time. I am so insanely overwhelmed all the time that I find it difficult to do anything. And then I go I go on these big, like almost like binge of just work on this thing, work on that thing, do that. And then I don't even share any of it. And I'm just doing it for a specific purpose. Or like in my case, I have an entire backlog of music I'm putting out now, but I'm trying to make it work for me in different ways. So like I gained some wisdom over the last several months, I guess. What I want to talk about is this survival horror music. Like I said, is me getting out what is inside of me. And I don't want to just be known for that. I don't want to just be that. Like, let me rephrase that, not be known for it. Because like, I could be known for anything, good and bad. It doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know anything about, I have no control over that. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't want that to define me. And I have so much inside of me, so much pain, so much life as well. I can't ignore that because there's a light and a dark side here. But I also know that that dark stuff might be pulling at me in some way that is not good. And I don't want to be saturated in that. What I would like to do is put it all out there. And yes, I can do that well. And I'll be hired for it again. And I'll work on those games and I'll work on projects and I'll learn and I'll grow. And I will provide that thing that the developer cannot provide themselves. And I specialize in that. But I want to go beyond that. And I want to, I love landscape painting. I love abstract painting. I love JRPGs. I love light, sunlight. I love photography. I love making videos. There's so much I want to make and do. I love bass playing. I want to be a good bass player. I want to make different types of music. I have so many different types of music I'm making for Veiled Shadows, the JRPG I'm working on, that I am so spread all over the place that yes, someone can achieve all this, but on the other hand, like the reality of living like this has taken such a toll on me that I don't feel good. I don't have anybody around me. I feel disconnected from life. I feel absolutely disconnected. Like I don't feel good. I'm hurting inside. I'm hurting. I'm alone. I'm sure there's a lot of people listening to this right now that relate to that in their own ways. Be like, yeah, like I'm pretty isolated too. I do know that the thing about Cody, about me, is that I am at my best when I'm in service to others. And I need that. Maybe because I'm a man, I have to honor that and do that and respect that and be healthy. But I don't know how. I know how when I'm in the situation, but I don't know how to get outside of this prison I'm in of like, I just keep it all inside, keep it to myself. And then I just have these meltdowns in private. My best friend, Tim, has been there through thick and thin. He's seen it happen to me. He's seen me go through a lot. He's seen me. He's supported me in incredible ways. Like he really cares about me, believes in me, he loves me. He's my best friend. He's my best friend. He's the best friend I have. The only friend I have. And in this obsessiveness, in this compulsive stuff that I go through, in the problems I have, I get so isolated in it because what I have inside me what I said in earlier in this video, like over the last several months, I started to really understand what happened to me when I was a child. What happened to me was really wrong and traumatic. It was not my fault, and it did something to me that I have suffered with my whole life, and I'm a write-off to my entire family because of it. It's very frustrating. It's very confusing and hurtful. You know, we all want to be understood. We all want people to understand us, and we all want to present a certain way, but I never had a chance in some regard. This is the first time I'm ever talking about anything like that, and I do not make this video lightly, and I don't say any of this lightly. I'm not just saying any of this just to get attention. I don't know. Like, I'm scared. I'm really scared on right now, talking about it right now. That's why I'm just probably rambling on like I am. But honesty has gotten me this far, and I don't know how to say it. I mean, if this is on YouTube, I can't just use the words that I would just use right now, but I have been struggling with it for a long time, but it comes in these big waves, but I'm feeling it really, really, really heavily right now, where I want to end my life. I want to give up. Like, I actually think that the world and the people that do know me would be better off without me. And it is contorted and twisted in my head where it's like firing off all the time. It's so invasive, and it's extremely invasive thinking, where I feel extremely emotional as well. Like almost like a compulsion to want to do that. Right. And then the thoughts come of like, well, how will I do it? How will I do it? What will I do? I'll put a note on this door saying I'm in the bathtub, and I'll tear everything down and make it easy for my friend to come get. Like, this is insane thinking, right? This is so insane. This is really not who I am. And I've struggled with it for a very long time. The nightmares that I have at night, the dreams of pure loneliness, the dreams of being in my childhood home, or surrounded by my family and the parties and all this stuff, and being completely alone, the coldness from my dad, the non-understanding, you're the problem. When in reality, I tried my hardest. It's been 7 years since I saw any of my family. And I felt like, I don't know. I don't even know where to begin with all this. I don't even know where to begin. But it's like, my brother told me something, because I talked to him in 2021. He said to me, Cody, you need to have your own family. You need to go out there and find your own people. You need to have your own family. And I said, okay. I didn't take it negatively or positively. I haven't forgotten it. And it hurts. It told me, like, you don't have us, so you need your own. And I've felt very misunderstood. And I know that I will always be that black sheep, that black failure, that loser to all those people, my family. I have a large family. I will always be that. But something I learned is that if I try to be a good person, a good man, then there'll be other people that will need me or want me for who I am, and not see me for what I was, because I'm not that thing anymore from before. I couldn't escape from my family. I couldn't, let me rephrase that. I couldn't go off on my own because I didn't know how to, because I was so tired and beaten down and suffering with the major depressive disorder anxiety, always practicing, trying to work it away. And I was just like so dead in the water that it actually took them kicking me out for me to actually go off and, I went from homeless in my hometown to living in Africa, and then now I'm living in Vancouver. Now I'm a composer of music. Like, I don't know how to share that story. It's a story. Like, I learned something from that trip to Africa for 6 months. I lived in Africa for 6 months by myself in Rwanda as part of an internship. And it was like, it changed my life. It was really one of the hardest things I ever went through. But like, I'm derailing in my thought because I don't talk about this stuff. I keep it all inside. Like, that was the point in Africa when I fell so hard on my face that I gave up. I just stopped pursuing what I was pursuing with the electric bass and sight reading and trying to be on the cruise ships and be this thing. And I was like, I'm being a video game composer. And in the eyes of everybody else, I failed. Sure. Okay. Like, some of the most successful people are born from the ashes of complete and utter devastating failure. So like, I was like, okay, I don't need to just explain to everybody what about myself, about me. I'll just, whatever they can think I'm just going to go forward and be a video game composer. And it's taken me 5 years to get where I am. I spent the greater part of this last 5 years alone working on it in so many ways that I don't even know how to say. But here I am. Still wanting to give up. Still dealing with the same garbage internally. Still alone. One thing I will say confidently is that I don't complain. I share with my friend. We talk. I say, man, I'm feeling and thinking this way right now. Like, I just want to be constructively honest. Hey, I'm not doing okay right now. Hey, I'm not blaming anybody. I don't go around blaming and complaining and being like, I'm making a video, saying, oh, woe is me thing. Like, that's not what I am. And maybe I'll share this because I need to. Probably for myself too, but maybe you need to hear it too. I talked to my dad on the phone in 2022, maybe. It was like 2021. So a few years ago now. It was probably 2022. And I started to tell him these things that happened to me when I was a kid. And it devolved into a very dark conversation. I told my dad I was abused by a family member, and he didn't have much to say about it. And it devolved into, he was shocked. I don't know if he really believed me at first, but then he was shocked. And then it was like, well, that happened a long time ago, so nothing can be done about it. I'm not going to tear a family apart here. Okay. And then it devolved into, well, that happened a long time ago. What do you want me to do about it? So I told him about when I was 13, 14, and my parents didn't know what to do with me because I was so messed up and depressed and anxious and not feeling good all the time. And I was in the hospital for a long time, for like half the school year. After that, I was just so depressed. And they decided to take me to a doctor to put me on medication. And they brought me in there, and what happened when we went in there has become one of the greatest nightmares of my entire life. I think what happened in that doctor's office condemned me in one way or another. It haunts me to this very day. Where the doctor said, for not even 5 minutes in the room, and he's saying to my parents, is he going to go to college? They looked at each other and went, no. Made a decision right there for me. Okay. And he said, oh, okay, you're not going to go to college? Okay, here, put him on this drug then. Effexor. High dose. And there was something so, I remember sitting in there like cold and distant, being like, what is going on right now? This is wrong. This man, I am literally nothing. Like my self-esteem is already extremely poor. And this just like, I have no future. I'm not going to college. Nobody believes in me. I don't have good grades, so nobody believes in me. Okay. So I took the drug, and it was the most haunting nightmare of my entire life. That's another story. But I told my dad this on the phone, and he laughed at, what he did is he scoffed at me. Like, yeah, okay. Like that bothers you. Okay. After telling him these things, some of the most traumatic things that have happened to me, and the reason why I'm sharing this is because now as an adult, I know that they had a devastating rippling effect on my entire life. So I'm telling my dad this, and he goes, Cody, this is your sob story. This is your woe is me sob story, he said to me. And that's when I said, okay, all right. The conversation ended up going on, and it devolved into my dad yelling and crying and not understanding what's going on. I said, we need to end the conversation now. I have to be in charge here. This is not right. Okay, we're done. We haven't talked since. So, kind of bringing it full circle here, like I'm not complaining, but also anybody that should love me or says they love me has just told me, oh, this is your sob story, you're a loser. And I've managed to get this far on my own. I have something that is valuable to others. What I have inside me is not valuable to my family. It has no functioning value. But to a game developer, I have value, and I've been hired for it. People have hired me for the videos that are on my YouTube channel, my music, my videos of me speaking. I got some professional advice from someone in the industry saying how I presented myself was unprofessional. And I took that in both ways. I took that as, oh, okay. And then on the other hand, I took it and said, well, they're right. I'm not going to say that. I'm taking what they're saying to me. And I adapted, but I got hired for what he was saying was unprofessional. So I have to take both, right? So I've learned from other people. I can't learn from my parents. I can't learn from my family. They don't need me. They don't want me. I'm literally in their mind a loser in the gutter. So, but I'm not. And here I am sitting here doing what I'm doing, and I've been blessed in it. It's not easy. And I'm struggling right now. And I still want to end it all. I still want to give up. I think part of being a man is to have the truth, shoulder it as a burden, and be strong for others. I want that so bad. I want to be strong for others. I want to add value to others. I want to give back to my friend that's helped me. I want to I forgive my family. I forgive my mom and dad. I forgive my dad for what he said. I have forgiveness. Having forgiveness is super important. Actually, I said that to my dad. I said the word forgiveness to him, and he blew up on me because, he said, what the F do I need forgiveness for? Okay. I still forgive him. I've been terrified to make a video talking about where I've come from and what it's taken, because there's this whole stigma of mental health, and being a man with mental health issues has literally gotten me nowhere. I've sought so much help There's a whole story behind all that. And it's gotten me nowhere. And I think bringing it full circle yet again is I went to counseling, therapy, you name it, psychologists, specialists, doctors, counselors, drug counselors as well, addiction counseling. And it always ended the same. And I'm not downplaying or bashing anybody that does do that. Do that, please. Do that. Like, absolutely. I'm not saying don't do that at all. I'm just saying for me, like what you see, I don't know, people see something, they see this man, they see this thing, but internally I'm just something, like I'm just hurting so bad, I guess, or I don't understand my own value. I don't understand my attraction, or I don't understand. Instead of going to these counselors and these psychologists, instead of going to somebody else and trying to make them understand and get what's inside me out, get the pain out and understand it, I make the music for the games where it fits. The survival horror games. And maybe, and this is me at the end of my rope right now, saying maybe these dark games and this dark music in me is hurting me. And I believe in God and I trust in God and He provides. And I'm not to glorify darkness. I don't want to glorify it. But I know something about it, unfortunately, because that's why I have this on me, this dark thing on me, like right here, because I really believe God allowed me to be touched to a certain extent and afflicted to a certain extent. And I know something about it, unfortunately. And I wish I didn't, but I do. And I turned it into music that could be used in games, in a specific genre of games. And I'm good at it. And I've been paid for it. Somebody approached me and paid me with a contract and payments to produce that for them because they cannot get that they cannot get that themselves. And I'd be an idiot to think that I was not good or unsuccessful to some extent because or that what I have in me is worthless. You know, my family thinks this is shit and this is stupid and worthless and video games are dumb and sure, but to other people, it's not. And I feel haunted, to be honest. All that stuff comes from somewhere. Music doesn't just come out of nowhere. Music is engineered and created for a reason. Right? Everything you ever hear comes from somewhere. Right? The music I'm making comes from somewhere. It's in me. And it's just always coming out of me. Always coming out of me. Always. But then there's the JRPG side, the light side, which is so much harder for me to make. There's so much music I have made. For the amount of music I've put out, that's probably 8%, not even 8%, probably 5% of everything I've ever made. I'm not even kidding. Because I haven't been able to figure it out. Because there's so much I don't know. You know, I put an asset pack out. AI generated the artwork, which worked better than I thought at that point. Because I can't figure out how to make it myself. Thumbnails. I don't know how to make thumbnails. I need help. I need to hire help. but I'm just trying to survive myself. So I'm trying to make it myself. Which maybe is a control thing. I don't know. I'm trying to just do my best like everybody else. But this survival horror thing, like when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, when I was young, I was obsessed with horror movies. Big time. Literally addicted to horror movies. And then as I got older in my 20s, I started to, probably before I turned 20, I started to stop wearing the stuff I was wearing. I was wearing all these gross t-shirts and metal bands and metal music. I was addicted to this stuff, right? And then I got set free from a lot of that stuff eventually as well, because it was really just a dark thing in my life. But survival horror games, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and Parasite Eve 1 and 2, and Dino Crisis 1 and 2, or Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like, those are my go-to things. That's like my pool. Because of nostalgia. I don't know. And I've made different types of, all kinds of types of it. Like, I haven't even put out all of it. Like, there's so many different avenues of it. There's, the wrestling with perfectionism and being like, oh, I can't put that out, or this, that. So-and-so is going to think that. Like, actually, from pursuing this, like, I actually realized, like, I was way too focused on what other people think. There's certain two people that I've learned so much from in the video game industry that I was subconsciously trying to impress somehow, or I was like, what are they going to think? Or I was stacking up everything. Every decision I could have made was stacked up against, what is so-and-so going to think? Or, oh, they said this, don't do that. Like, I reached a certain point when I was like, that's why I put out what I put out, an image with just the music. Like, great, no one's going to watch that. It's like, that doesn't matter. I put it out, I move on. It's a piece of it. I can revisit it. I can talk about it. I can make a video about it. But that's me not caring what anybody thinks. I know what so-and-so is going to say, or what they're going to say, or why is that like that? Why is that? Or that's not like that. It shouldn't be like that. It's like, not caring what people think has carried me forward. I respect these guys. I respect them fully respect them, but I can't listen to them. You got to, when someone says something, take it. Take it. Don't just selectively disregard what they're saying. Take it. If they're saying something harsh to you, take it. Learn from it. Adapt. Make a change. But ultimately, you need to listen to what do you want? That's what I had to think. Like, what does Cody want to see? Oh, I want to see a picture of Mount Fuji with this music I made, and there's a story behind it, and I actually carried that music and that sound and that approach into Veiled Shadows because there's a Japanese element. Like, that I did that for myself. You have to make things for yourself. I can't impress so-and-so, right? Maybe some people can, but I'm not going to impress them. So I got to impress myself. I got to impress myself somehow. So I keep carrying on and going. Ultimately, I guess just kind of bringing this all back to earth here is, I don't want to give up. I don't want to die. I feel dead inside. I really do. I honestly feel like, I said it to my friend when I was writing him a message, because I have been thinking and feeling like this. Like, I feel like in the past, I've come very close. Like in 2023, in September 2023 was the lowest point. I hurt myself. I hurt myself a bit, actually, at the time, and I was going to end my life. And my friend, God bless his heart, I credit him he saved my life. Tim actually saved my life during that time, that day. And I have not talked about it with anybody. I've not talked about it. So, like, I've gone through these phases, and it takes everything I've got to just do what I can do. The compulsive behavior, the ups and downs, the addictive things I was doing. Like, I'd get full control. And then 2 months later, I fall again because I'm doing it all on my own. I'm trying to do this all on my own. We can't do everything on our own. Like, I can't do this all on my own. I wouldn't even be here without any of the help I've gotten. Like, I know deep down inside, if I give up and end my life, like I want to, or feel like I want to, or whatever I've described, it would be the ultimate form of betrayal, the ultimate form of giving up. And it's wrong. It is so wrong. Like, in my mind, I am so tricked into thinking that everybody would be better off without me. My best friend would be better off without me. But in reality, and I've had this conversation with my friend Tim multiple times, I learned to have these really honest conversations. We both did, because it helps. I said, I need to ask this stuff so that I have the experience in my mind. I need this experience of actually saying this to somebody that I trust and I know cares about me. Tim, if I ended my life, would you be sad? Would you be like, I'd be devastated, Cody. That would ruin me. And I'm like, and to hear that is like, oh, my brain gets this experience of, oh, that would hurt somebody, because I don't think anybody cares. My brain is messed up. Okay, but my heart, there's my brain's thinking all this, but my heart's feeling something different. I want to be alive. I want to be better for others. I want to serve others. I want to be a good man. I want to be a husband and a father. I want to have a family. I don't have a family. I want to have my own. They don't want me. They don't need me. Nothing. Right? I don't have the big house and the truck and the job and the things, the everything material to just hide behind. Oh, Cody doesn't have that. He's a loser. Okay, fine, whatever. Okay. Like, this music comes from somewhere. I don't know how to talk about it. I don't even know if this video is going to go up. I don't even know if this should be an appropriate video I should make. I'm scared. I am scared to make this video. There's one thing I shouldn't be scared of anymore, though, and I'll share that. One thing that has held me back from sharing who I am with the world, through my music, through being a composer, through me just speaking on camera, is what my family's going to think. And I talked to my friend Tim at great length about this. I talked with him a lot about this. Because I love them. I love my family. I forgive them. I want forgiveness from them. No, let me rephrase that. I forgive them and I want them to forgive me, is what I'm trying to say. I want to be reconciled with them. I want forgiveness and healing in it. But we don't always get what we want, right? So I may never get that. But my friend Tim gave me some valuable advice. He said, Cody, when you make your videos, tell the truth. He said, tell the truth. And we are both not the type of guys to be talking badly about anybody. That's not what this is about. So I make it as respectfully as possible. But he told me, hey, tell the truth. So I'm here just telling the truth. And they might not like that. And that's okay. I can't control how they're going to react. And they're not here. So I've been scared of that for a long time. But then on the surface, it's like, oh, he's a video game music crap. Like, do you even make any money doing that? Like, but then when I say, hey, like, this is how I'm really thinking or feeling, it's like, you're garbage. Okay. So it's like, it's just a dark storm of like, I don't know how to talk about any of this. I don't know how to share myself. I don't know what to say, what to do, because it's so messed up inside. But like I said in this video in November, like time to jump off the deep end. Like some of the most simplest thing is the most complex, and it's the other way around too. Some of the most complicated things are the most simple things. Really, like maybe it's just as simple as like making a video and putting it out there, putting my music out there. I've been giving my music to developers. Like, I haven't even talked about any of that. I said I was an advocate of the indie game developer. It's like, I have been. I'm trying to be, and I have been. I want to share more of it. I think maybe I'll end this all off by saying, I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I know that these are not my people over here, my family, where I've come from. I've got my best friend, but there's a whole world out there, and there's other people out there that think and feel like I do, and struggle like I do, and are creative like I am, and want to be a good person like I want to be. And those are the people I want to know. And ultimately the people I need to serve and help and work together with. And that's what gives me hope. And I have faith in that. I have to, because that probably means that, like, what's, the lies in my head are, telling me like, hey, go end your life, go give up, like, because of financial impending doom, and from, oh, like, no one cares about you, or you're, this is stupid, like, give up, like tomorrow is another day. It really is. It is. Like, there's been times my mental health has gotten so bad where I'm like, the sun's not going to come up tomorrow. Like, convinced the sun won't even come up. Like, this is messed up. I need to get this music out of me. I need to get this survival horror stuff out of me, and I need to put it in service to others. Be a specialist for the indie game developer making a survival horror game. Be constructively and actively working on it, because I don't want this to fester and build up in me anymore. I'm going to put it all out there. I have to. I need to. I want to. Like, maybe I'll just kind of end with this. Like, I have to have faith in that, because I know that darkness doesn't truly dwell within me, and that, God included me in his plan of redemption. He loves me. He's our Father in heaven. Whether you believe it or not, I'm not here to make you believe anything. I'm just being honest. Is like, I know I'm not my own. I have no business ending my own life. I'm not my own. But I hurt so bad inside that there has to be a purpose for it. And that a man has to shoulder that and do his best. And that's what I'm here to do. And even if it's embarrassing, or it's painful, or it's cringe, or whatever you want to say is like, what is this guy even doing? I'm probably just being critical on myself, but that's literally all I have, is that honesty and my music and the integrity in it. There's people that have heavily trusted me. Like, if I just gave up and disappeared, I would leave one person in particular hanging out there to dry pretty badly. I can't give up. I literally can't. It'd be the most wrong thing I could ever do. So maybe that's where I need to end the video and say, you can't give up either. If I'm not going to give up, if I made it this far, you can make it too. Like, if somebody like me, like if a wretch like me could make it this far, you see all this stuff and you're like, whoa, that guy's got all this stuff. It's like, this didn't come from anywhere. If somebody like me can make music and make a living and get hired, like, literally you can too. I'm not just saying that. If I can do it, you can do it too. Thanks for listening.